All right, welcome back to another episode of Bet GPT. This is episode 91, and it's March 27th. We're in the thick of March Madness, but we wanted to come to you real quick for a micropod talking Tiger Woods DUI. Just kidding. We're talking Iowa hoops and Ben McCollum, the biggest story in all of, I guess, sports right now. Slade, I know you texted me. You've been texting me nonstop the past couple days. Like we got to record an episode.
I know.
Uh, Doing it ahead of the Illinois game tomorrow with our first Elite Eight matchup since what is it? It's my mom said it was her sophomore year of college, so it was, I think
1999 was the
yeah,
last time they made the Sweet 16. And so to the
yeah.
Elite
I think
Eight,
it
I
was
think it's
80. I think
even
it was in the
further.
80s. Yeah. So
1987. Um, I know we didn't do a pod for the bracket, but before like the bracket of the tournament started. Who did you have winning it all?
I had Houston,
Same.
which
Okay.
clearly did not come to fruition
I was gonna
last
say I'm
night.
glad we didn't do a pod because my champion's gone. And I think it's like you don't want to pick teams. Like you try not to go chalk because you're so worried about these pools and stuff. Like you're not even picking who you think's going to win. You're trying to be like unique, and so
Yeah.
that's totally different. But I just, if we had recorded last night, I think I wouldn't have known what to say.
It seemed very surreal. It didn't seem like we deserved this. It just seemed
You
like
and I deserve this. Not everybody I know deserves this. Um, I don't even know where to start.
I mean, let's start off the show by just giving a quick shout out to the Penn basketball team for making the big
Yeah,
dance. Not many coaches have made the 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 NCAA tournament. What with five different teams, four different teams,
yeah.
whatever it is. So that is an accomplishment in itself, but that is not something we, I guess, are satisfied with at Iowa. We have Ben McCollum now. He's won three March Madness games this year, which has that tied Fran McCaffrey's tenure? Or he
He
needs
had
one more.
four if you counted a first
The
four
Dayton
game.
game? Okay, so he
Yeah.
needs one more. I mean, dude, we're in the thick of it right now. We were obviously in
Well,
9 seed, 10-10 in Big Ten play, but we're three games away from the national title at this point. I know it's a Cinderella story, if you will, but
should I
I mean
just
we're right there.
should we just get right into it? Like, do you think we can win it all?
Do I think that we can beat Illinois, a team we've already seen this year?
Yeah,
Yeah, why not? In one game on a neutral court, we're 6.5 point underdogs.
I'm
Do I
trying
think
not to.
we're the better team? No, but we can win.
I'm trying not to get my hopes up because I look at Illinois and I'm like, we can play with them. Outside of the first like 10 minutes of that game, we outplayed them.
Mhm.
In the national championship, you might have either Iowa State or Michigan. Two teams you lost by like a combined 7 points, 6 points. Both games came down to like a last second shot that we missed, and
The
that might
team
be.
I the team I'm not sure we can beat is Arizona. Who
Yeah, I was
you
just
bring
gonna
up?
say it.
Yeah.
Everybody I know it took like Duke or Arizona to win it all, and those are kind of the chalky teams. But Arizona seems a lot better than Duke, and I don't know if anybody's going to beat them. But you can always pray that somebody on the other side of the bracket takes care of
Sure.
business for
Yeah,
you.
let someone else do it for you. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, all we can do is take care of ourselves. But I mean, what have you, I guess, seen from Ben McCollum this postseason that like really excites you for next year and the following years?
I think he's had just a lot of good publicity. This whole like every day, like the all day he's on ESPN. He's on with McAfee. He's like selling the program. Like some of his quotes this week on like we recruit tough guys. Like if you want to win, come to I like that type of thing. Bennett Sturts today gave a nice quote that was basically like an endorsement of the program. Like seeing that guy, true freshman like Tate Sage, who had no offers, dropped 19 or whatever it was in a Sweet 16 game. Like he is base. Like I expect between that and the increase in NIL, the amount of people who are interested in our program this portal season compared to last year to be a lot higher. And I'm not saying you're going to find a Bennett Sturts or anything like that, but it does give me some optimism. Like if he can do this with guys that all season we've been getting clowned like, oh, it's the Iowa Bulldogs, or oh, it's a Drake team plus Koch. Like, what could he do if he actually starts recruiting some of those top options that he's looking at, and he's not losing out to the big boys? Like, he can actually go and get the guys high up on his list. Like, what could this look like in 2-3 years?
Yeah. And so there's been some rumors the past couple days about blue bloods reaching out. And you talked about recruiting those big guys. It would be a lot easier to recruit those big guys with double, triple the NIL, let's say at North Carolina or Kansas a couple years down the road. He came out publicly today. He was asked straight up, are you what of these rumors? He said they're not true. He said he plans at being at Iowa next year. What percent chance do you give Ben McCollum to be the Iowa Hawkeyes head coach 5 years from now?
90%.
90%.
I think
Okay.
his style doesn't work in the NBA, and that's part of it. You can't get in players' face and be this like this just like aggressive coaching style in the NBA. Like, that doesn't work anymore. You kind of have to be a player's coach, I feel like, and you can't just go and mother f people and have the same relationship with like a recruit from the time they're 17 years old and like know their family. Like, today on McAfee's talking about like how I can coach players hard because I have their parents backing. Like, they know their kids are in good hands, and like if they're going to go complain to their parents are going to be like, you need to listen to coach type thing. Like, that type of stuff doesn't work in the pros. And I just think his system of like defense, that's not really going to work in the pros either. Slowing down the tempo, I don't think is going to be attractive. Like, I think he would have to evolve a lot to do that. And then, I mean, his family, he's talked about moving multiple times in the last couple of years, has been hard on them. He grew up an Iowa guy, like all that stuff. I don't see it unless it's like one of those Godfather offers that Iowa just can't match, and he's frustrated with like the resources. But by all accounts, like, they're making progress on Carver renovations. Their NIL support is higher. He's already seen firsthand that he can make a run in the tournament with less resources. So I don't think he's necessarily chasing divas and 5-star recruits that aren't going to want to get mother effed by their coach all day and want to play defense. Like, that's just not who he's going to recruit, even if he can.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, winning with anybody, like if you've watched Iowa this tournament, like this past game, Tavion Banks, who's been a key part of the team all year, barely even played. He didn't even play, I think maybe but a couple minutes of the second half. Just going with the hot hand with Sage, which obviously paid off fully. But then Tavion Banks, we do not beat Florida without him. He was amazing down low, had some
Mm-hmm.
incredible finishes, great defense, bodying up that bigger team. I think he's going to be a bigger part of this Illinois game. Just going back and looking at the box score and kind of reading about that game that was on January 11th. Illinois won by 6, but I believe they were up, 15? They were kind of had a comfortable lead the majority of the game. They kind of just got off to that hot start. Then we were kind of just stuck chipping away, and kind of made it seem closer than what it was. I thought it was interesting. Fulgaris actually started that game.
If you remember, that was around the time Iowa had a lot of guys who were sick. And so there was like 2 or 3 guys who were game time decisions. And I think I don't know for sure. I want to say Sturts was one of those guys who was under the weather, and they got off to a slow start, but they, yeah, like you said, they battled back. I remember Koch hitting 2 threes late in the game to kind of get us back in it, and then we got it down to like 4 or 5, and then they ended up closing us out. But I mean, there's a chance. The only thing that scares me about Illinois is they're just so skilled. Like, everybody's tall, everybody can score, they can all shoot. They are a little bit soft. Like, I do think there's that chance we just punk them. Like, on the boards defensively, they let us get a little handsy and hack a little bit. And
Yeah,
like, that's right where we want them, is some game where, and maybe they're overlooking us a little bit too. Like, we can beat this team. Like, we're they a 3 seed? This is a 9 seed. Like, I could definitely see a little bit of that. Underwood's a good coach, so I'm sure he's gonna be on their ass. But I just I'm not going to go into that game thinking like we have no chance at all. Like I think we what 30-40%. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, 6.5 point underdogs. I mean, yeah, they looked great against Houston last week, but that Houston team was not the normal Kelvin Sampson Houston team. That defensive intensity is a skosh under what it normally is. They're not as physical, and you just described and laid out kind of like the game plan is like, yeah, let's out physical them. Like, we may not have necessarily like the God given talent, but if we're just scrappy and make them force every shot, and we keep our offensive efficiency through the roof. 3 over 4 games, our offensive efficiency has been the top in all of March Madness. If you get rid of the tempo, we have the best offense. Obviously, tempo matters, but yeah, I do think they're right in it. And I personally think Ben McCollum wanted Illinois. I think he wanted someone he's already seen before, someone where he knows, like comparing himself to Kelvin Sampson. I don't think he may think he's a better coach than him, but I think they think they're on the same level. With Underwood, I would take McCollum over Underwood all day. That's not even close to me. And so I just think this game is pretty winnable. I think what worries me would be if we look at the Iowa Nebraska game, there was at least 2-3 times where we found ourselves down 10 points. We'd kind of chip away, then they'd hit two threes. Hoiberg's son would luck his way into a reverse layup and they'd be up 10. And then we're stuck spending the next 4.5 minutes trying to get stops, trying to get, to the free throw line,
Yeah,
etc. Against Illinois, if we're down 10 in the second half, I think that's going to be pretty lofty. I'd like to really start
yeah.
off good, maybe be up at halftime by 4 or 6 points and just get to the end the last couple minutes in a close game.
If we had lost that Nebraska game close, I think we would have been like that game kind of summed up Iowa's issues all year because the slow starts. How many times in Big Ten play were we like, man, if we didn't get ourselves in that hole? And like the Illinois, the first game was a prime example, but there was seemed like 4 to 6 games where we'd be down like 10, 15 points in the first half. And then we'd claw our way back and get all the way back and just fall like one bucket short. And we hadn't seen that for a little bit. And then it reared its head when we got down 12-2 versus Nebraska. And they pulled it out. But that's what worries me a little bit, like I said, against Illinois. It's like they're not a team that I think we're going to be able to come back from probably if we get down a bit. The only thing is nice is that they try to play a little bit more up tempo and like more possessions could help if you are down. But I'm sure they'll take some things from playing us too. They're not going to just like not have any adjustments, and they've got some young guys that they rely on. I could see like what's his name Wagler or whatever having a tough day with our defense and stuff like that. So um, but speaking of like the season as a whole, like it's crazy how much like this can all change very fast. Like if they had lost to Clemson in that first game, like what would you have graded this season?
I mean, I'm biased, but like you and I like know how good of a coach Ben McCollum is, right? But just the fact that like we weren't on the national spotlight, it would kind of just put us another year, maybe even 2 years behind kind of where we want to be in terms of program building because it has a lot to do with the fans, a lot to do with NIL. Like we can't expect to win a home game against Michigan State the same way Michigan State can win a home game against us and with the current environment. Like we need a little bit of help there. And so I think just the fact that we won these games, obviously the season it has to be an A plus now at this point, which is
Oh yeah.
crazy. I would have probably said I still would have given it a B, I think. I mean, you still have uh, I was still very happy with how we played. We had that 3-4 game stretch where we lost to Penn State, looked horrible.
Hmm.
The next couple games, how we ended the year, obviously that didn't go well. But um, yeah,
Yeah, like some people would have been like, "Oh, well, this was your 1 year with Sturts," and I would have felt that way a bit too. But on the other hand, it's like we hadn't made the tournament in 3 years, so like just getting there in some ways was a success. Like coming into the year, I don't know what my expectations were. I thought we'd be a bubble team. Like I thought we would probably be somewhere close to where we were. I just thought we'd get there a different way. I didn't think it would
we
be
thought we'd be.
Allison riding the bench and Tate Sage being a hero.
Did you think we'd be Indiana with DDV at the helm?
I did. Can't coach. He can't coach. No,
He can coach up Brady Ellingson. That's about it at this
yeah.
point.
I feel like a lot of people in my life that are Iowa fans kind of needed to see it to believe it a little bit with Ben in the program. Like I said, you and I had some optimism. We knew he could coach X's and O's because we did our homework on him, and he said all the right things, and he's super likable. But it's like, these Missouri Valley guys, are they going to get overmatched? Um, all those questions, like can he recruit at this level? Blah blah. Like Iowa basketball just wasn't at the forefront for Iowa fans for many years, and just like it's nice finally not having this weird dynamic within the fan base that's like Iowa football fans versus Iowa basketball fans, or the men's team versus the women's team. Like the whole fan base, for the most part, that isn't obsessed with the old regime, like they're behind this program right now. And like nobody's pointing fingers, nobody's saying, oh, the fans, this, like all that's gone. And so, yeah, like I said, it's an A plus. Beating Clemson made this a big success. That was their first Power Four win in the NCAA tournament since 1999 against Arkansas. Like they didn't do anything for 27 years. And so it's just nice. Like there's no excuses with this program anymore. Like I don't know about you, but like when I watch them, like there's like a sense of pride, like watching them play, like how hard they play and how bad they want it and how smart they are. Like they're not out talenting any of these teams, and they're not getting like an upset draw where they're playing a 13 seed from the Ivy or whoever. Like they're playing the regular season SEC champ, the defending champ. They're playing a team who has Ken Palm still today has like 16th in the country. Like there's you go look at how the Big Ten's performing in this tournament, and it's like Iowa played what 10 of the top 15 teams in the country, and they might be one of the other 14, like, and that's 14 others because I'm going to count them as a top 15 team now. I like nothing about it's been fluky. Like a lot of their losses this year were close, and it's like you can nitpick the Penn State and the Minnesotas and all that stuff, but it's just like for the like it feels like we got our team back after not giving a shit for years. That's like the
Yeah,
best way I can say it.
we're playing like a real basketball team that can win games. It felt like with our previous regime, it'd be like, can we get out on the fast break? Can we hit some shots? Like once the wheels start rolling, like we're gonna win a game, but we just couldn't get those wheels rolling, or we couldn't get a defensive stop when we needed to. And now, we're looking at the Nebraska game, right? And at least I was thinking this. It's there's 10 minutes to go in the game, and I know it's a close game, but I'm like, if we stop Sanford and their other 3-point shooter, who else is going to score for them? We can easily stop
Yeah.
Mass. We can easily stop Lawrence. Like, it's just two guys we have to stop. Obviously, Illinois is a big upgrade, but with previous teams, it didn't feel like that way. It didn't feel like we could guard their fourth scorer. They could get anyone off the dribble. And that's just not happening anymore.
It does, and maybe I'm crazy, but does it feel like they're not even playing an A plus game? Like they fouled a 3-point shooter twice. They gave up 4 straight offensive rebounds to start that game. What game was it where they missed like 50% of their free throws? Like they have not played clean back. Sturts was like 25% through 2 games.
Yeah.
It's like they haven't put it together yet, and they're still in the Elite Eight with a team that's beatable in front of them. And like
They
half the field is teams they've already played.
they shot 64% from the free throw line, and Sturts was what was he in that game? Sturts had 13 points, 5 of 16, 0 of 9 from 3, and they go and beat Florida in a neutral game in Tampa, a couple
Yeah.
hours from campus. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Like I'm not saying they're ever going to play a quote unquote perfect game, but like there are so many little things that Ben and the staff can get on these guys about that are fixable. Don't foul a 3-point shooter who has no chance in hell of making the shot.
Mhm.
I, don't, Uric stepping in the lane on a free throw attempt and letting them get 2 on the front end of a 1-and-1 and giving away 2 points. Like they did so many little dumb things throughout this tournament, and it's like they're still 3-0. they've played the best possible seed in every game, and they're still 3-0.
Yep. Yeah. So, hey, imagine if we get a perfect game this next game or something close to it, puts us in the Final Four. We have the St. John's Duke game going on. Obviously, then we have either Michigan State or Connecticut. I don't want to look ahead, right? But
Mm-hmm.
we've seen Duke kind of look not so hot. They're down 3 right now to St. John's. UConn coming into this tournament, no one necessarily thought they would win. They looked good against UCLA, who was down their best player, but I think they're beatable. Michigan State, I would love to get another crack at Michigan State. We had them first in the Big Ten. Bennett Sturts really struggled.
At their
It was kind of
place.
like
Yeah.
it was kind of a welcome to the Big Ten sort of moment, which I think was good for our team. There was also, for any Michigan State people listening, there were way too many fouls called against the Hawks at the beginning of that game. That was stupid as hell. That's not going to happen again. And you know what's funny is I want to ask you this too, of where does Ben McCollum rank on if you started like if a Big Ten team, like let's say Michigan, for example, any of these top Big Ten teams, if you could pick any Big Ten coach to be your head coach, who's it going to be? I think like obviously Matt Painter is going to be up there. Dusty May is up there
Yeah.
now, and then Izzo. But I'm looking at Izzo. He's 69 years old. Yes, he's made 8 Final Fours. But if you go back to 2011, he's only had 2 Final Fours since 2011. So I mean, Iowa first Elite Eight, right? In 30 years, whatever it is. Should I be making fun of 2 Final Four since 2011? No, but I think it's time to pass the torch. He's got the best recruiting class coming in next year, but does that matter? You got to hit the portal. Michigan can get 5 guys better than that in the portal this year. I don't know how much that matters.
2 of the 3 guys you said that I think the average fan would be like, yeah, I would take him, are like you said, how old was Izzo?
Izzo's 69.
Painter's old as well. Like,
Painter is 53
oh
only,
wow, I thought he was
actually.
a lot
I'm not
older
sure
than
how that's
that.
possible. That's what AI is telling
Wow.
me.
Okay. So I mean,
No, he's
maybe
55. He's 55.
okay. I mean, still though, he's younger than I thought he'd be. I thought he's closer to 60, but I mean, still okay. You're saying that you would have Matt Painter and a couple years of Tom Izzo maybe, and then Dusty May, and it's like, and maybe I'm wrong, but Dusty May to me seems like a guy who is he really going to stay at Michigan for forever? He's an Indiana grad or something.
Yeah.
UNC fans want him. Like the big boys are going to come calling for him. The NBA might come calling for him. Like Michigan's a top 10 job in college basketball probably. But like I don't know if he's necessarily married to that place. Like if Kansas came open, would he leave? Like so that's what like Ben's 44 and he might be our Izzo. He
Yeah.
might be our guy for 20 years and like that would be incredible. So I wouldn't really trade him for anybody. Obviously, we're biased, and he's an Iowa guy and everything. So we're gonna say all that stuff. But I'm sure.
I'd like to apologize real quick. I got Tom Izzo's age wrong. He's not 69. He's actually 71. That's my fault.
Oh, so dude, he's
So,
got to be
yeah.
close to done. If they make a deep run, maybe he's gone. I don't know. It, Iowa State's got Joshua Jefferson banged up, so like, I mean, they still play Tennessee tonight. I think they'll probably win, but then they've got a tougher game up on Sunday. Like this bracket could shape up to be, you know, really fun for us.
My ideal, and I texted you this earlier, my ideal situation is we beat Illinois, then we beat Michigan State, and then the finals we have Purdue, Michigan. I think it'd be hilarious just to run the Big Ten gauntlet. Big Ten looking for its first national championship is a 1 in 99. You're not winning, you're not winning, you're not winning. It's the new dog in town, Ben McCollum. It would be amazing. If he won the national title, I I don't even think I would need anything from him the rest of my
No,
life,
he could go
honestly.
winless every year and we wouldn't care. Dude, think about this. He would have beaten the I we don't like Todd Golden for our listeners. We don't like Todd Golden. We think he's a douche.
If I had a
When him and
sister, if I had a younger sister, a teenage sister, I would keep her away from Todd Golden.
yeah,
Luckily, I don't.
when him and BM were like going at it and fighting on the court, dude, I actually like stood up and like wanted to go out there and like get involved with that. Like I was so fired up. Oh, that win felt amazing partially because of that, because how long I've disliked that guy. And then beating Nebraska, your rival, all their best season ever, and you ended their season and you stay as the boogeyman. Like
Yeah.
that is incredible. Price Sanford can suck it. He
Hey,
played great.
Nebraska's
So,
still going to hang the banner, as they said, next year,
yeah,
whatever that means, the Sweet 16 banner. We'll
all
be
these
there.
I
I'd love to be there for that.
all these Iowa State fans were like, "Oh, Iowa got lucky that the other team's coach put 4 guys on the field." Yeah, he's an idiot, and his degree is from Iowa State. Like, nice job. Like, BM made it to the Elite Eight before Otzelberger did, and that's part. I mean, maybe they win tonight, but it's still before him by 24 hours. So it's awesome seeing all these people cope. All these people who told us a year ago, like, "Oh, be careful what you wish for, Rico Bosco. Oh, the grass isn't always greener." Every time Iowa lost a game, or anytime they looked like crap, or anytime Penn did anything of substance, beating the blind and deaf, like it feels so good. I haven't seen a Connor McCaffrey retweet about us losing a basketball game in December. Like, not only did we made it 2 games past where we ever have. Like, it's just like a vindication for everybody who knew that there was more for this program and for this school, that like we can have standards too. We don't have to just accept we're little Iowa anymore.
Hmm. Hmm. And I will say, McCollum is the perfect fit. If you heard him on the McAfee show today, everyone's saying, he's Kirk Cignetti, blah blah blah, and he said he wanted to be more of he sees himself as Kirk Ferentz. It's the perfect fit. He's won with Iowa, same with Kirk. We're gonna have consistency. I hope Ben McCollum does not hire Peyton McCollum to be the offensive coordinator 15 years from now. But other than that, I think we're gonna be in really good shape. So
Do you
my final.
think? Oh, go ahead.
No, you're
I was
good.
gonna say,
Go
do you think BM likes Sturts or his own son more? Dude, I feel like he views. I always picture Sturts as like his like stepchild, like not even a stepchild, like his like that's his like favorite kid.
Yeah, Sturts has like he's getting him like Christmas presents and stuff, having him around for the holidays. I could definitely see it. And yeah, I saw a mock that had Sturts going to the Warriors at 11th. I think that would be amazing playing with Steph Curry. Do I
Oh
think that
yeah,
actually happens? No, he'll probably be stuck in like Memphis or something.
yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. So I guess it's been a half an hour. Let's try to wrap this up here real quick so we can get this out before the game. Um, One, do you think we beat Illinois? I guess what are your expectations for the rest of the year in general?
I don't.
How do you think it's going to go?
I mean, they're gonna play their ass off. So it's like, could they get shot out of a game if Illinois just shoots like crazy in these Houston rims? I mean, everything was in last night in that Iowa Nebraska game. So, like, it's possible, but like, I'm gonna think that there's a chance. I mean, until the buzzer hits zero because of the way they play. Um, I'll take them to win, yeah, and I don't even care who's really on their side the rest of the way. Like, I'm not afraid of Duke. I'm not afraid of Michigan because we saw us play them, and Sturts was 7 for 23. I'm not gonna sit here and say Iowa's gonna win, but I don't. I just think like, why not?
Yeah, exactly. There are plenty of teams in this tournament who did not have a legitimate chance to win it all, and we're not one of them. Is it a high chance? No, but we're right here. We're 3 games away. And yeah, I do think it's going to be very close against Illinois. I think if Illinois goes out and shoots 50% from three, tip your cap and be like, hey, you guys are a hell of a team. You're huge. You have a lottery pick in Wagler. Like that's just a tough team to beat. There's going to be no easy wins from here on out, obviously.
No,
You look at Ken Palm. Ken Palm has Illinois up to number 4, jumping over Houston and Florida, Duke 3, Michigan 2, Arizona 1. So yeah, we could very well have to go Ken Palm 4-3 and then 2 or 1 to win the title. So let's
it's a
let's,
revenge
let's
tour,
just
man.
do
You
it.
go, you already took care of Nebraska. Now you can beat one of your other basketball rivals in Illinois. They're not really a football rival, but for basketball they are. And then you could have a chance to revenge Iowa State or Michigan.
Yeah.
And that would be awesome too, because I could not stand that Michigan game, and all they did was want to throw it to their 7 foot guy. Like, They didn't outskill. It was just that guy was bigger than us that night. And Iowa State, I mean, like I said, I don't. They seem a little banged up, but can you imagine a national title with two Iowa teams? I will say the games, the Final Four being in Indy is going to give the fan base a little bit of PTSD because of like how much Indianapolis has been a house of horrors for us in football. So that's something to keep in mind, in the back of your mind. But obviously, I don't really care once you get to the Final Four. Like you're in the Final Four, and this I just want to win because I just want it to keep going. Like I want to play in 4 more days
I
and
know.
have Monday,
When I
Tuesday,
sat down to
Wednesday
watch
where all we think about is the game.
when I sat down and watched the Clemson game, I was like, it doesn't feel right for Sturts to be done with Iowa. Like he just like deserves more. We're better than that, and like I'm very happy just to watch another Sturts game and just see him. He's done so much, 120 minutes played, only one turnover, hasn't shot it great, but is obviously demanding so much presence from the other team. Does a great job with, off the ball. We saw him guarding Peyton Sanford. Obviously
I thought
Sanford.
he was great
Yeah,
last night,
yeah,
even
yeah, he
offensively.
was great last night too. A lot of NBA finishes. Um, yeah, it's been really nice to see a true Christian like Bennett Sturts play really well.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Tip your cap to Alvaro. Had a big game. Obviously, Tate Sage last night. Guys like Tate Sage give me some optimism for the future. Like
hmm
that was a no-name recruit guy that people were like, "Why are we taking a Drake kid?" Like even people that were like on the like supporting Ben, they were kind of like, "Are we this desperate? We need to take a Drake kid." And it's like he just has an eye for these type of kids that are just dogs, and it's like I trust he's going to get more of them, and then he can carry the torch for future teams of like this is the culture, this is the standard, the expectation, and someday 2 3 years from now like that kid's going to be one of the leaders of the program because we're going to lose Sturts, but most of the team's going to be back, and so it's like those guys need to carry this into the future years of like this is you got to buy in like this should help everybody buy in like this guy knows what he's talking about and if we listen to him like we can do things.
exactly, exactly. Okay, well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'm gonna give you a quick store update right now. Not that it matters to those listening in the future, but St. John's is up 10 on Duke with 14 minutes left. Alabama's at 1 over Michigan with 6 seconds left in the first half. So, about to get some barn burners here, hopefully, and would love to do another pod with you this weekend, previewing the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
So looking forward to that. And regardless, this season will be really fun tracking kind of how I was spending NIL, kind of what that looks like compared to these blue blood or upper tier teams. And then just looking at the transfer portal, kind of the big question is who's going to replace Sturts, who's going to be that point guard who has a
Yeah,
lot of usage and that Ben McCollum can kind of mold. It's probably going to be a senior if I had to guess, but you never really know. I trust Ben McCollum
I
with
agree.
whatever basketball
Yeah,
decision needs to be made. So, and at that,
agreed. Yeah,
and yeah, I don't think we've been at a point where we can trust every single decision that's been made, but we are now, and that's what matters.
yeah, Evenhausen, great signing, that's our dog.
Senior leader, yeah, exactly.
Two claps.
Two claps, yeah. All right, well, everybody, if you're an Iowa fan, obviously, I'm sure you enjoyed this episode. If you're not, thank you for sticking around. We really appreciate it. Obviously, we'll be talking more sports heading into the summer. We got baseball starting back up. I suppose we'll talk a little NBA playoffs if we're forced to. But yeah, if you listen to previous episodes, our man Joey Isaacs crushed again in our Australian Open tennis pod. Or excuse me, our Indian Wells tennis pod. We'll have the French Open tennis pod coming in May as well. So yeah, things are looking up for BetGPT. We got to make sure we're getting some more plays out there. But Slade, it's been a pleasure, man. Hope you get sleep well tonight and get ready to go to war tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm ready for war. Don't forget Chase the Lauder Rookie of the Year. We're just giving that
Yes,
out. That's a free one for you guys. But yeah,
100%.
I'm ready for war, dude. The games take a toll on me physically. I am a ball of stress, especially in that second half. I'm glad we don't have to wait all day tomorrow, just till 5 6 o'clock. So, but yeah, every time these games are done, my body like needs a recovery time.
Yeah, we'll use this time now to recover and get ready to go tomorrow. But Yeah, so thank you, iHoops. Thank you, Ben McCollum. This has been one of the, I guess, the happiest pods we've ever done. But happy, but not yet satisfied. Let's keep it going. All right. Thanks again for everyone listening. Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Please subscribe. Tell your friends. Yeah, we really appreciate it. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.